Okay, once after logging using this user ID and password, it will go to the home page. Okay, home page contains different components. Okay, so when you go to the home page, you can see so many options you will see. I'll explain those options now. Okay, see, you can see a lot of options in the home page. See, in the left side, whatever you are seeing, this is nothing but a explorer pane. Okay, so the PEGA home page is divided into header part, footer part, explorer pane, and this is a task pane. Okay, when you click on any, open anything, total designing will be done in this task pane. And the right side you will have some news. Okay, latest news about the PEGA. Okay, so this is like this. Home page is divided into header pane contains different options, footer pane contains different options, and left side is a total navigation. Okay, which contains different explorers. Okay, I will explain. First of all, coming to the header part, first thing is Designer Studio. Okay, using this Designer Studio, so we can go to some wizards. Okay, under this Designer Studio, suppose if you want to go to the data tables, if you want to create any data tables in the application, there is a wizard called data model is there. From here we can create the tables in the application. And user interface is a gallery. It will only show the list of available options available under the user interface. I'll show it later. And reporting contains some reporting settings we can do. Okay, and integration wizard will be there, connector wizard, service wizard, email configuration wizard. Okay, all those wizards comes under integration category. And organization and security contains organization settings only. We will not use this thing. And even system contains some system settings. Okay, any settings if you want to change within the system, within the application, we can go to the system category. Okay, so this is the design we used to call as Designer Studio. Under the Designer Studio, mainly we will use data model wizard, integration wizard. Okay, under this all these components. Okay, next PEGA rules. Okay, this is application menu. Suppose when you create your own application, if you want to see your application means click on this. Okay, it will display your application name here. Or if you want to build a new application means, then also go to the menu option. We can start application from here. Okay, creating the new application. If you have access to multiple applications means, we can switch between the applications using the switch application option. Okay, that is the application menu. And launch menu, what it will do means, suppose if you have access to different portals. Okay, PEGA contains normally in PEGA 7 overall we have 3 different portals: administrator portal, or we can also call as developer portal in PEGA 7. In previous versions we have a separate portal for administrator and separate portal for developer, but in PEGA 7 the portal is common for administrator and developer. And another one is manager portal or business analyst portal. And another one is user portal. Okay, overall we have 3 types of portals are available in PEGA 7. Okay, so if you want to suppose your role, suppose every developer will have different access. Okay, suppose some 20 developers are there means, all the 20 developers will not have the same access. Okay, some developers may have administrator access and user portal access. Some few developers may have administrator access and manager like business analyst access. Okay, so based on your role in the organization, based on your seniority level, sometimes you will have access to only one portal, sometimes you may have access to different portals. So if you want to launch, okay, what the launch option show is, okay, so first of all by default you are in administrator portal. If you want to launch a different portal means, go to launch option, click on case manager, because this access contains 2 different portal access. Administrator access is having, and also manager portal access also is having. In the previous versions what we have to do is, every time we have to log off and log in if you want to access a different portal. But here what are the different portal access you have? Everything you can access from the same window. Okay, so this is a manager portal access, and this is a developer or administrator portal access. Okay, so what the launch option shows is, if you want to launch a different portal, means we can launch from the here. Okay, launch explorer will be there. From here we can launch the different portals. And what the create option will do is, create option can be used to run your application. Okay, if you want to run the total application, see, you will be designing few things in the application, right? If you want to run the total application, go to create option. Okay, this is the default one, but when you create your own application, you can see your application name. Okay, so from the create option we can run the application. Okay, so that is about the create option. And the other things is search option. Suppose if you want to search for any rule in the application, okay, enter the name of the rule, you can directly, it will display the things. Okay, so search option is available for within the application. If you want to search for any rules, we can enter in the search option. And this is checkout option. Actually, suppose any rules which are ever under control, for us, for example, you are designing something in the application. Okay, so under your control some records will be there, right? So any records which are under your control, you can see from the checkout category. See, this same thing you also have here also, private explorer. Okay, so same option you are also having here also. So private and this checkout option both are same only. And this is a recently viewed items. Okay, you can see the same option here also. Okay, if you click on this recent explorer also, recently what are the things you have created in the application, you can see the rules here. Okay, so private option means, so which are under your control, all those things displays under this private category. And recent means, so all the things which are recently created things will be there under the recent. Okay, so previously, so 1 hour back you have created few rules. Okay, all those rules will be displayed under the recent explorer. And help contains overall help of the PEGA content. Means, see, if you want to know any topic or any description of about anything, you can go to the PEGA 7 help option. Here it will show the total menu you will get. And if you want to search for any topic, you can search here, go to index, and you can search for any topic here. Okay, so it is the best material we have available in PEGA 7. Okay, so any topic, anything you can search here and search for the topic. Okay, you will get the total overview, like 20 to 100 pages you will get. So in-depth material is nothing but a PEGA 7 help. Okay, so if you refer this material, it will help in the cracking the interviews and also certifications also. And some, what are the APIs available in PEGA, all those APIs you can see. What are the new things available in PEGA 7. Okay, so about PEGA developer network. Okay, so PEGA contains one thing called PDN, we used to call as PEGA discovery network or PEGA developer network. Okay, so this is all the things available under the help option. And administrator. Okay, present right now the profile is administrator profile. Okay, what is the default ID you are using right now is administrator profile. Okay, you can enter the name of the profile, if you can enter the email ID. Okay, so everything we can modify here. And what access he is having, if you want to see, means click on this access group, it will show what access he is having in the application. Okay, so this current operator, see, user ID is nothing but an operator ID in PEGA. Okay, so this user ID I'm saying, right, administrator@pega.com. In the real time we used to call as operator ID, or we can also call as user ID. Okay, and every developer will have a separate user IDs will be there. Okay, so they will, from the administrator or from the admin@application.com, they'll create user ID for each and every developer, and they'll give access to different access they'll give for every developer. Okay, right now this default user ID, he is having the access to the application PEGA rules. And what are the access different portals he is having is, he is having access to developer portal, and he is also having access to manager portal. Okay, I already showed, right, when you click on the launch option, you can see access, what access you are having. Okay, so by default you are having access to developer portal or administrator portal, and apart from that he is also having access to the case manager portal. And every apart from having access to the portals, so what is the role he is having? Okay, in the PEGA contains different types of roles will be there. Okay, so all the roles also will be listed here. Okay, so like this every developer will have different access to portals and different roles also he will have. Okay, so all those things will be decided by some lead system architect will decide. I'll tell you all those things later. Okay, so this is the default operator is having all these portal access and the different types of roles he is having. Okay, so when you log in your own with your own ID, you may not have the same portal access and same roles. Okay, you may have a different roles and different portal access according to your role in the organization. Okay, so like this, so if you want to know what access you have in the application, we can go to administrator or click on access group. Okay, so what are the access, at what level of access you are having in the application, we can see from here. Okay, and other things. Okay, this is about the header part, contains all these options. And coming to the explorer part, okay, left side is totally different types of explorers are there. Recent explorer is nothing but, so recently what are the things, items you have created in the application, all those things will be available under the recent. And cases, okay, cases is nothing but a your application will be divided into different parts, guys. For example, if you take a banking application divided into loans division, credit division, then debit division, insurance division, finance division. Okay, like this it is divided, application is divided into different parts. Okay, so those different parts are nothing but cases in the application. Okay, so loans is one case, credit is one case, debit is one case. I'll explain later in detail. So, okay, so our list of all the cases you can see in the cases explorer. Okay, so when you divide the application into different modules, right, those modules will be displayed under the cases category. Okay, cases is nothing but a different modules in the application. And data, and data is nothing but all the data pages. Okay, you will be having different declare pages concept will be there. Okay, so all the data pages we can see from the data explorer. Okay, so this is also a new concept in PEGA. Cases is a new concept in PEGA 7, and data is also a new concept added in PEGA 7. And coming to app explorer, okay, your total application design will be done from the application explorer category. Okay, so if you after building the new application in PEGA, if you want to access your application, means go to app explorer. Okay, your class name will be, so you can see the leaf icons, right? Leaf icon is nothing but a class names in PEGA. Okay, so this is one main class and this is a subclass. Okay, under this PEGA sample is a main class, and under the PEGA sample some subclasses you can see, customer request, environment, folder. Okay, like this you can add any number of classes in PEGA according to your requirement. Okay, suppose if you're having 5 modules in the application, means you can add 5 classes in PEGA. Okay, so that is, so under the main class, so what are the things you will create in the main class, means suppose any reusable things will be there. For example, some things if you want to reuse in the subclasses also. Okay, so those reusable rules will be created under the main class. And other things, suppose loans division is there, so loans division separate, it is a separate division. Okay, overall things will be created under the loans class. Okay, so anything if you want to reuse in the entire application, means those things you can create in the main class. Okay, I'll tell you all those things, don't worry. So application app explorer means what are the things you have, means anything if you want to create in the application, means we have to create from the app explorer. Okay, mute your microphone space, somebody. Okay, anything if you want to build in the application, new thing if you want to create. Yes, who's this?
Hari, I have a question here.
Okay.
This is Srikanth speaking.
Okay.
If, for example, I have around 20 to 30 parent classes, so
you will not have
in the 20 to 30.
Okay, one second. Parent class will be only one parent class will be there. Okay, you will not have like 20, 30. Parent class will be only one parent class. So under that parent class you have to create all the child classes. Okay, you cannot
Okay. Okay.
create multiple parent classes here. So for the entire application there will be only one parent class. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll tell you those things also.
So,
When I explain
okay.
about the class concept, I will tell you those things, because so some different types of classes also will be there in PEGA. Okay, tomorrow's session I will explain that one.
Okay.
Okay, so because one application contains only one parent class, guys. Okay, so under that parent class we can add any number of child classes. So anything if you want to create, right click on the class. Okay, you will get a create option, you will get. Okay, from this explorer you can create all these. Okay, these are all the different types of categories for designing the application. Okay, data model, decision, integrations, mapping, services, organization, process, reports, security, technical, user interface. Okay, these are all the available categories. Okay, what are the rule you want to create, go to that particular category and generate the rule. Okay,
Okay. This class creation also depend on the access permissions, right? An administrator
class,
can create or developer can create
actually in
these
the
classes.
real time application or class creation will be done by the business analyst. Okay, but we will see, I will show you how to create an application in the real time. Normally business analyst will create all these class setup and everything. In the real time developers will not involve in creating the classes and everything. Okay, so business analyst will create all these things, but it's a just easy process, guys. We can also learn how to create a class, because if you install PEGA software, if you want to build a new application, means we have to do it by ourselves. Okay, so we have to have some knowledge about the creating a new application. Okay, we'll be seeing how to
Yeah.
create a new application and how to create a class. Okay, see,
Okay.
you will not do anything, guys. Just you will have to give the application name and just a class name. Everything will be created by the PEGA. Okay, only you have to provide some two inputs you have to give. Automatically PEGA will generate all the things. Okay, so only thing you have to give is you have to provide the application name and the class name for your application. Automatically PEGA will generate everything for you. Okay, you need not to manually create anything here. I'll show you at the end of the session or by tomorrow's session. Okay, tomorrow's session we will create a new class. Okay, or we will create a new application. And coming
Okay.
to next explorer, records explorer. Records explorer means, so in alphabetical ways it will show all your records in the application. What are the things? See here in the app explorer we don't have in certain order, but if you go to the records, everything will be available in order. Okay, so all those things you can refer at any time. Okay, so all your records in alphabetical order it will display here. And private, already I told you, private is nothing but here also we have a private option. Some symbol is there, tick mark symbol. Okay, this is also same, both are same only. Okay, so they have given in a header option, and also they have given the private in explorer option also. Private is nothing but, so the records which are under your control, okay, so comes under private category. And favorite explorer means, okay, anything if you are using the same rule for several times, okay, at that time you can bookmark that rule and you can list that rule in the favorite category. Okay, so like this, so these are all the different options, explorers available, and using these explorers we can design the application. Okay, so mainly the important thing is app explorer is the main thing. Okay, so everything will design from the app explorer only. Okay, in the previous versions like 6.3 only we have app explorer, we don't have data, cases, recent, records, private or favorite. Okay, but in the current version all these explorers are newly added in PEGA 7. In the previous versions only explorer we have is app explorer, but in the current version 7 version these are all the different explorers we have. And coming to the footer part contains all the debugging and the performance tools. Means, so if you want to debug the application for any error messages or anything, tracer is one type of tool used to debug the logs. Okay, clipboard is also similar to the tracer, it is also a debugging tool. If you want to debug anything in the application at page level, we can also use the clipboard tool. And UI inspector means, okay, it will show the total tree, like what are the different, for example if you want to change anything in the application, we can go to UI inspector, and UI tree means, so it will show the total structure of your application. Okay, so I'll tell you all these things, I'll show it later. And performance means, so it is a performance tool which is used by the quality team. Normally developers will not use. Okay, they will analyze the performance, or they'll run the reports every weekly or monthly. Okay, and alerts means, okay, any error messages or any alerts we can see in the alerts option. Inspector is also similar to the performance tool only. Okay, so these are some of the debugging and the performance testing tools. Okay, all those tools are available in the head, this footer option. Okay, so overall this is the tool, guys. And if you want to design an application means, so first thing what we need to do is, we need to build a new application. We need to build a new application. How to build a new application? See, this building new application in 7 version is different from the previous versions. In the previous versions, it is a long process, guys. Okay, in the previous versions, if you take 6.3 version, if you want to build a new application, okay, normally in PEGA 7 or 6.3, we will use the DCO option. DCO means direct capture of objectives. Okay, this is a tool used for building the application. You can see here, for example, when you go to the application menu, when you click on this new application, so automatically it will open the DCO tool. Okay, but in PEGA 7, when we compare with the previous version, okay, so this is the page where we can build the new application. Okay, let me explain about the 6.3. In 6.3 version, under the DCO, we have different types of tools are there. Application profiler, application accelerator, and application express. Okay, but in current version, in 7.1 also we have the DCO, but under this DCO all the other things are removed. Only the enhanced tool called application explorer is available. Okay, we don't have application profiler and application accelerator in the current version. Okay, only thing we have is, for building a new application, we have only application express. Okay, so all the previous tools like application profiler and accelerator has been deleted in the current version, and they have enhanced the total overall thing into single tool, that is application express. See, in the previous versions, the profiler is easy to creating the profiles. Actually, it is used by the business analyst. Means all the non-technical things will be added in the profiler. Non-technical thing will be added in the profiler. Okay, and coming to the accelerator, it is used by the lead system architect for adding the technical stuff. And application express is used to prepare mock screens in the application. I will show in the coming sessions, I will show this 6.3 also. Okay, at that time I'll explain in detail. It is used to build the mock screens in the application. Okay, in order to show the clients, some mock application, something they have to show, right? So all those things they have to design in the application express. Okay, but in the 7 version we don't have all these things. Okay, so all these things are removed, and they have given only one thing called application express. Okay, so if you want to build an application in 7.1, directly we can use the application express for building the application. Okay, so how to build an application means, so we have to click on this create application. It will ask you, here we are having 4 stages will be there. Okay, so at the time of building a new application, you will be having 4 stages. Application settings means you have to enter your application name. For example, and built-on application is a PEGA rules is a default thing. So it is nothing but a platform base. So our application is built on PEGA rules platform. And coming to application structure, okay, application structure means here we have to choose the layer, okay, under which layer we are building the application. We have to choose the layer, okay, that is nothing but application structure. And PEGA contains different types of layers called framework layer, implementation layer, and framework and implementation. Okay, we are having 3 layers will be there. Based on the requirement, we can choose the layer type. Okay, for example, when they'll choose the framework means, for example, this application, see what are the new application you are creating, it will be saved as one framework. Okay, it will be saved as one new framework case. Okay. For example, okay, what are the application you are building? If you want to reuse the application, reuse this application in the coming sessions or in the coming applications, upcoming applications, then you can choose this framework layer. Okay, so it means we are building a new framework. Okay, so what are the application you are designing? So okay, you are building one new framework. And PEGA, see, in PEGA what happens means every application is saved as one framework case. Okay, so what are the application they are creating? Every means PEGA contains overall some thousands of frameworks are there. If you want to say, we can say PEGA contains some thousands of frameworks are available with PEGA. What they will do means, for example, so suppose some client has come and they are building a similar application means they can purchase suppose 40% or 50% of the code is same means, so instead of developing it from the scratch, they can use the existing framework. Okay, because every application is one framework, right? For example, let's think this is a banking application. Okay, it is saved as one framework. Okay, so and they're suppose in the future they are developing some other banking application. So what happens? So instead of developing it from the scratch, so if you take any banking application, maximum code will be same. Okay, what they will do? So they will choose the existing framework means they will reuse this application code. Okay, in the upcoming applications. Okay, so whenever you want to develop your application in this layer, you can choose a framework. And when we have to go to implementation means, so already okay, some framework is available and you are modifying that framework. Okay, you are not developing it from the scratch. Okay, at that time you can choose the implementation layer. Okay, so taking the existing framework and you are doing some modification, then you will be doing under the implementation. Or else, so if you don't want this framework or implementation, so by default you can choose both the things. And most of the cases in every application, so it will be worked on framework and implementation layer. Okay, so maximum 90% of the cases all your applications will be developed on framework and implementation layer. Okay, in detail again, once again I will tell you in the coming sessions. Okay, so here on the application structure, you can
Hi Hari, Naveen.
just tell me.
Hari, Naveen here.
Okay.
You're saying like reusable, we need to select the framework.
No,
But at
not
that
for
time,
reusable.
where
See, new application means you can choose framework or framework and implementation. So when you want to modify the existing application means you'll go with the implementation. Framework means you are saving your application as a framework, which will be reused in the upcoming applications. See, right now you are not using any framework for developing application. You are developing one framework. What are the application you are creating? You are saving it as a one framework. Okay, then you will go with the framework option. Okay, you are not using any existing framework, but you are developing one new framework in the for your application. You are developing one new framework. Then you will go with only framework option. Okay, or whenever you are using any existing framework, then you have to choose implementation. Otherwise, you can select the both option, framework and implementation later.
okay, in this scenario, where we can select that particular application name, where we can
Okay,
give that option.
in the real time, see, so they have to purchase the license from the PEGA systems. So automatically when they purchase the license, it will display in the drop down. Okay, right now in personal edition,
Oh,
you will not get the default frameworks, right? But in the enterprise edition, so when they PEGA systems give the license to the client, they can select the framework from there. Okay, so every company they has to purchase from the PEGA systems. PEGA systems will have the license. Okay, based on the requirement, they will purchase the license, means they will purchase the framework from the PEGA systems. Okay, in personal edition, by default we will not get any frameworks. Okay,
Okay.
so every application means every application we are saving as a framework here. But in the real time, if you want, you can choose from existing frameworks and you can modify the applications. Okay, so now enter the organization name. So organization name and application name should not be same. For example, organization name means you can give something like okay, I'm giving the organization name as my application. Click on next, and in the next stage it will go to the business objectives. It will ask you for the enter the business objectives. Okay, so they can enter anything like automating the application or building the application in a framework. Okay, so just anything they can enter, not mandatory. Building a new application. So next click on next option. It will ask you for the case types. So case type is nothing but modules in the application. So when you develop an application, so you can add any number of modules here. Okay, right now I'm adding only one module. So later come based on the requirement, we can add any number of modules. Okay, I'm giving the module as recharge. Click on next option. Okay, this is one module I have given in the application, means nothing but a child class. It is nothing but a child class in the application. And data objects means, okay, at the application level we will not add any data objects. Okay, later on based on your requirement you have to create the data objects. Data objects are nothing but data tables in the application. Okay, at the starting application level we will not create any data objects. Okay, directly without entering anything, click on create option. See, automatically application will be created. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 minutes time. And also it will create some user IDs like admin @my app, then this manager @my app, and user @my app. 3 user IDs it will generate. But in the previous versions the totally different case.
Hari?
Just tell me.
Hari, I have a question, Hari. When I try to create the cases also, it's creating 3 times, 3 user @ABcorp like ABC. So every time when you create a new application, every time when you create a case, it has to create the new 3 users every time?
No. Cases is not user's case. Cases is nothing but a module in the, like a class in the application. So you can add any number of cases like, so case name is different and what are the user IDs, whatever you are saying is different. See, cases is nothing but modules in the application case. I will show you, don't worry. So suppose it is nothing but a class, we can say. Each case is nothing but one single child class.
Okay.
Okay, suppose
so
in the future if you want to add more child classes, we can directly create from the main class. I'll show you how to do that one.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry.
So here for every application, it will create 3 users.
Not for only one application. This is one application, right? Paytm is your application. Okay, it will create 3 user IDs. Every time you will not generate the application, right? Only once we will create the application. Application real. Yeah, we will create the application only once. Under that application only we will be building everything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, regarding the classes and everything in detail I'll explain tomorrow's session. Okay, what are the different types of classes in PEGA? Okay, what is concrete, what is abstract? Okay, what is parent, what is child class? Okay, everything I'll tell you in tomorrow's session. And we'll have different types of class also will be there. Work class, data class, int classes. So different types will be there. Okay, regarding the classes concept, we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay, it will take some time, guys. Once after application creation, it will create the user IDs. 3 user IDs it will create. Okay, normally if you are a developer means you log in using admin @. Okay, we have given organization name as my app, right? It will create a user ID as admin @my app. using that user ID we can log into the tool. It will take.
So these application creation will be taken care by
Actually,
administrator, business analyst,
in the
right?
real time, normally developers will not create these things. In the real time,
Right.
business analyst will create these things.
Okay.
But in the we are using personal edition, right? Compulsory we have to create application, because without creating this application setup, we cannot start our application, right? So it is a mandatory step. We have to do it by ourselves in the personal edition. Okay, you can see here your application is created, and what are the user IDs? These are the 3 user IDs created, and for each all these user IDs contains a default password called rules. Okay, so this is the user IDs case. Okay, if you want to, you can log off and log in. Automatically, it will display your application name. Okay, so this is a you can log in using this user ID, admin@myapp. Okay, so we have to log off, and automatically, when you log in using this user ID, you can log into the application. Okay, so any questions, let me know.